Welcome to the Town Tuesday edition of Go Goats Library. Today we'll be studying Twinleaf Town and Sandgem Town, the cradle of a Sinnoh journey. Nestled in the southwestern regions of Sinnoh, Twinleaf Town and Sandgem Town together form the quiet origin point of a trainer's adventure. Though small and peaceful, these neighboring towns introduce the player to the world of Pokemon, its people, and the responsibilities of a trainer. Points of interest. Twinleaf Town serves as the player's hometown. Characterized by its tranquil atmosphere and close-knit community, the player's house is located here, and it is the first interior space encountered in the game. The two-story home features a living room and kitchen on the first floor, while the second floor contains the player's bedroom. The bedroom includes a television set connected to a Wii console and a PC that provides basic gameplay hints about Pokemon and trainers and serves as a personal space before the journey begins. The player's mother resides here as well, and after the player departs Twinleaf Town for the first time, speaking with her will fully heal the player's Pokemon, functioning similar to a Pokemon Center. Also located in Twinleaf Town is the rival's house, home to the player's childhood friend and his mother. Like the player's home, it is a two-story residence with shared living spaces downstairs and the rival's bedroom upstairs, reinforcing the parallel paths both characters are about to take. A short walk north leads to Sandgem Town, a slightly more developed settlement that marks the true starting point of the adventure. Sandgem Town is home to the Pokemon Research Lab, located near the western entrance. This facility is where Professor Rowan conducts his research alongside two assistants, one of whom is the father of Don or Lucas, depending on the player's chosen character. It is here that the player receives their Pokedex, officially beginning their roles as Pokemon researcher and trainer. Near the southern exit of Sandgem Town stands the home of Professor Rowan's assistant, Dawn if the player is male, or Lucas if the player is female. Inside lives the assistant's younger sister, who gains an important role later in the game. After the player has obtained the National Pokedex and entered the Hall of Fame, she will provide information about mass outbreaks occurring across Sinnoh. Sandgem Town also hosts the region's first Pokemon Center, conveniently located next to the research lab. This facility becomes a vital early stop for trainers traveling between nearby routes, offering healing services and support at the very beginning of the journey. Together, Twinleaf Town and Sandgem Town embody the humble beginnings of the Sinnoh adventure, one rooted in home, curiosity, and the first steps into a much larger world shared by people and Pokemon. Anime appearances. Twinleaf is the hometown of Dawn, Johanna, Kenny, Barry, and Palmer, Izzy, Kara, and Sawyer also live here. Twinleaf Town first appeared in the Diamond and Pearl series episode Following a Maiden's Voyage, where Dawn left town to go to Professor Rowan's laboratory in Sandgem Town to receive her first partner Pokemon at the beginning of her journey. However, by the time she got there, Yuzo and the other assistants informed her that the two of the first three partner Pokemon, Piplup and Chimchar, had fled after a fight over some Pokemon food. Dawn then decided to go looking for them on a nearby forest, where she found Piplup trapped in a web created by a wild Ariados. She managed to rescue him while Chimchar was taken to the lab by Rowan's Staraptor. Back in the lab, Dawn chose Piplup as her partner, saying that their journey together had already begun. After that, Rowan gave her a Pokedex and 6 Pokeballs, and she left for Route 202. Her mother, Johanna, a former top coordinator, offers a course in town for young coordinators. She has a battlefield behind her house for instructing her students, where she teaches them about the basics of Pokemon contests and gives them performance tips and contest battle techniques. Noelle is one of her students. Ash and his friends arrive to Twinleaf Town for the town's annual festival, and strategy begins at home. The group spent 4 episodes in Twinleaf, where they, together with Barry, participated in the festival battle challenge. Ash eventually won the tournament, thus earning the chance to battle Barry's father and Sinnoh Battle Frontier's Tower Tycoon, Palmer. However, the Frontier Brain proved to be much stronger than him and defeated him. During the festival, Twinleaf was also visited by Professor Oak, who gave a lecture on the interrelation of Pokemon and evolution stones at the town's auditorium. The town was shown again in Memories or Made of Bliss, where the group arrived there after resuming their journey through Sinnoh. At the end of the episode, Ash and Brock boarded a ship sailing towards Kanto region. As observed by Ash, Twinleaf Town is very similar to Pallet Town, having dirt trails and wide, open grass fields. Dawn chose to leave Twinleaf as well and compete in the Pokemon contest in Hoenn. In the Pokemon Journeys episode, In Gates of Warp, Dawn was in Sandgem Town preparing for her next contest when Piplup was unexpectedly taken away by someone who looked exactly like Dawn. and disappeared through a mysterious portal. Dawn called Ash and Go to help her, only for another portal to soon appear near them and a different kind of Team Rocket trio to come through it and steal Ash's Lucario and Go's Inteleon. Dawn and Go pursued them through this portal, winding up in an alternate universe version of Sandgem Town. As Team Rocket was nowhere in sight, they decided to visit Dawn's home in Twinleaf Town to figure out where they were. They met Dawn's alternate world counterpart, who is an accomplished trainer who has achieved the runner-up placement in the Sinnoh League tournament. The three then headed to Sandgem Town together. In 2 degrees of separation, Officer Jenny took Ash to Rowan's lab after he told her his Pikachu was missing. There, Rowan explained that Dawn had placed a call to him earlier saying that she had rescued a Pikachu from a trio of Pokemon thieves and had taken it to a Pokemon Center. Ash called the Pokemon Center immediately, but Nurse Joy said Dawn had just left to find Pikachu's trainer. Upon hearing that, Ash decided to go out and meet with Dawn. And when Pokemon worlds collide, after being reunited with Pikachu and his longtime traveling companion Brock, Ash returned to Rowan's lab, accompanied by Dawn. There, Dawn shared her plan of entering the Jubilife City Pokemon contest, and Ash said he intended to challenge the Sinnoh Gems. They agreed to journey together and were about to hit the road when Paul appeared and challenged Ash to a 3-on-3 battle. Ash accepted and the battle took place just outside the lab, with Ash using his recently caught Starly, Aipom, and Pikachu, while Paul used his Starly, Chimchar, and Elekid. The hard-fought battle ended in a draw, upsetting both Ash and Paul. Ash requested another battle, but Paul turned him down and left. After spending some time training at home following her narrow defeat at the Sinnoh Grand Festival, Dawn decided to travel to Hoenn region to compete in Pokemon contests there. However, she was torn between beginning anew with only Piplup by her side or taking the whole team with her. Seeing this, Johanna suggested that she visit Professor Rowan and ask for his advice. Dawn listened to her mother and rode a bike to Sandgem Town, where she explained the issue to Rowan, and he said that a girl named Shinko was having trouble making decisions as well. Dawn went to talk with Shinko and learned that the girl was unsure about which Pokemon she should start a journey with. When a fight broke out between Piplup and Chimchar, which resulted in them escaping from the lab, both Dawn and Shinko went out to search for them. They found the two caught in an Ariados's web and proceeded to rescue them, but the Ariados was soon joined by its friends. Dawn called out to her Pokemon for help, but the swarm of Ariadoses tied them all up with string shot. In a turn of events, Dawn's Cyndaquil evolved into Quilava and scared the Ariados off with his newly learned eruption attack. After that, Dawn and Shinko headed back to the lab, where Dawn announced that she would take all of her prized Pokemon to Hoenn, as she realized there was still so much more she can do with them. When Shinko decided to study some more before making her big decision. Trivia. In Pokemon Platinum, footprints can be seen after walking on the snow, but bicycle tracks cannot. In Pokemon Platinum, a rearranged music box version of the background music of Twinleaf Town can be played on the music box and can be obtained at the villa in the resort area. Despite the players in the rivals' houses having 2 chimneys, neither of the houses have a fireplace. The town's English name were first revealed via dialogue in Home is Where the Start Is. This is the first town that contains a lab that wasn't in the player's hometown. In universe, Sandgem Town appears to be named after the Sandgem Flats. Given the location of Lake Verity, Sandgem Town seems to be settled off to the east of the Sandgem Flats rather than on it. In Pokemon Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl, if the player chooses Turtwig, Dawn's rematch team after the player has entered the Hall of Fame 10 times consists of fully evolved members of her animated series counterparts team, with the exception of Pachirisu being replaced by Bellossom. I hope you enjoyed this episode. Thank you for listening, and as always, be sure to subscribe so that you don't miss the next chapter of Go Ghost Library.